I'm going to tell you everything you've wanted to know about banjo rolls. I will go through 4 different rolls and show you variations of each one and how you plug them into rolling backup. The 4 rolls I'm going to cover today are the forward roll, the reverse roll, the forward reverse roll, and the alternating thumb roll. Let me begin by telling you something that took me way too long to figure out when I started playing the banjo. In 4/4 timing, you'll have 8 eighth notes per measure, meaning that if a banjo roll lasts for a measure, it has to have 8 notes, with the exception if there's a rest in the measure. For the sake of keeping this simple, we're not going to worry about that right now. When learning these banjo rolls, whenever possible, try to start the measure off by using your thumb to pluck the string. Generally, that's where the chord changes are at, and it's a great way to keep up with chord progression while you're playing. I just wanted to take a second to let you know that you can find all the tablature and some bonus content for all my videos over on my Patreon. I'm going to be adding a lot of content there over the next couple of months, and we'll continue to add a lot of content monthly. It's a great way to support the work I do here on YouTube, and it'll help me keep making some of these mediocre videos. I'll leave this link in the description if you're interested. Now, let's begin by taking a look at the standard forward roll. Notice that there are 8 eighth notes in this roll. For your right hand, a forward roll follows the T, I, M, T, I, M, TM pattern. And here are some variations of the forward roll that usually keep up with the right hand pattern. Now you may be asking yourself, with all these variations of each of the rolls, how do I know which roll to use and when? Well, that is the beauty of the banjo, especially when you start arranging your own music. You get to pick which variation of which roll that you want to use for the chord progression you have. Let me give you an example. The G chord is easy because it's open and any roll will work. But with the C chord, you may want to do this roll to emphasize the C chord, as opposed to this roll. The reverse roll is the forward roll in reverse. So the right hand picking pattern will be M-I-T, M-I-T, M-I. As with the forward roll, the reverse roll has several variations to play around with. Once you get those 2 rolls down, now it's time to tackle the forward reverse roll. I feel like the forward reverse roll is the most versatile of all the rolls. It's just fun to play. The forward reverse roll does just what it's called. You start with the forward roll and end with the reverse roll. The right hand pattern will be T-I-M, T-M-I, T-M. And also, just like the other rolls, this roll itself has several variations to play around with. Before we go on with the last roll, let's talk a little bit about practice. I suggest learning these rolls with a metronome. Start as slow as you need to do them correctly, and then build up your speed until you can do them around 120 beats per minute. Once you get to that speed, then begin trying to change chords at the beginning of each measure, even if you have to slow down in order to change chords and get it done correctly. Finally, once you get all that up to speed, try changing your rolls after each measure while you're changing chords. Now, a great practice resource for this is called the strummachine.com. It has a ton of songs broke down into measures with chord progressions. It also has backing tracks for each song that you can play along with.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just love their website. But if you're interested in that, I'll put a link down in the description. You can go check them out. And finally, the alternating thumb roll. Your right hand pattern will be T-I-T-M, T-I-T-M. You will notice that it's like you're doing the same 4-note pattern back to back to fill the measure, which makes it a perfect fit for a split measure like this. And just like the other 3, the alternating thumb roll has several variations that you can play around with.